Hello everyone, this is our last video lecture for the semester. This will provide an overview for Unit 5. Again, just like Unit 4, Unit 5 will be a unit for 2 weeks. So we have a due date on July 14th and July 21st, and then the final exam will be due the following week. So let's go into just what's due. So the first due date, July 14th, you have 2 reading checks on chapters 14 and 15, the 2 initial posts on both discussion boards, and the observations and development assignment. Then the final Unit 5 deadline, July 21st, you have the last reading check, the responses or replies to your peers, and then the Dear Abby letters and the reflective journal. And then once again, I went over this in the Unit 4 video, but your final exam is due July 27th. So let me show you where you will access that final exam. It's under content. Then you click on Unit 5 right here and Unit 5 activities. And there is the comprehensive final exam. It will open up a direction page and then you will start it. So basically, let me just review what this says. So it's an open book, open notes test with no time limit. However, I do ask that you work alone, that you don't work with another roommate or a peer that you know in the same course, that it is individual work. What this quiz or what this final exam allows you to do is open it and answer 20 questions or however many questions you have time for, and then save it so it doesn't submit it. It's important that you only hit submit when you have answered all the questions that you intend to and you are completely done. There's 20 questions from each unit, so there's 100 questions total. They are intermixed, so questions 1 through 20 will not be from Unit 1, 21 through 40 from Unit 2. They'll be mixed around. This exam does come from the publishers, so much like the reading quizzes, there's been a few this semester that students have emailed me about. If there's a question on the final exam, please let me know if it's concerning you or if you just don't feel like it's worded correctly. Just send me an email with a screenshot or a copy of that picture and I'll work through it. I also want you to know with that due date on July 27th, that is a Friday, the exam is automatically graded. So by that Friday, I will have everything else graded for you, and then this will just kick in at the very end. I do want to just give you a little bit of a heads up. That Friday, our son is going to be in surgery, so I will have my phone on me. I'll have access to my email, but if there is a pressing need, as that is the due date for the final exam, please text me. And I'll send an email out as a reminder that the day before, just to call or text me when we're in the hospital, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So just keep that in mind. All right, so Unit 5, this is the adolescent. So roughly ages 12, depending on when puberty hits, to roughly 18, and then hopefully they are able to reach adulthood and progress through that. It is interesting, typically a young individual's brain is not fully developed until the age of about 21 to 25. And so even though we're discussing development at 18, please understand that there is more developing that happens after even into the mid-20s. And of course, as we age, we experience more and we gain more knowledge. But as far as the physical, cognitive, psychosocial, that slows down significantly. With this unit, I do want to preface by saying that we are discussing some heavier topics, much different than when we're discussing a 2 or 3-year-old as they learn to ride a bike or write their name or their alphabet and become friends with other people. This unit, we're discussing eating disorders, addictions, pornography, puberty, those sorts of topics. And so if there is a topic or an issue that is very personal to you, or something that you wish not to to read more about because of a certain trigger, please let me know. And also just a reminder in the discussion boards to have an open mind, but also a respectful one, that you respect what the peers are writing and where they're coming from. Okay, the observations and development assignment, I do want to go over that. It appears that it has not updated with new videos, which is going to be sort of tricky. So what it looks like, let me show you, is it's giving you, you download a study guide like you guys had before. It gives you these videos, but they're all, if you can see on the bottom of my screen, they're the publisher's videos, which means they're not going to work. So like when I pull it up, it doesn't work. There's information that you can read, which is helpful, but then there's also the transcript. So let me pull that up. And here's the transcript. And just use the best of your ability. That's where I have been the whole semester to answer these questions. And then same with the risk-taking video. It's a publishing video, so use the transcript. These embedded ones should work. They work on my computer. If they don't for some reason, let me know, because I might be able to download them and send them to you. Otherwise, there are transcripts. So once again, you use those, and then the self-esteem videos. So like I said, you just open the study guide, and it will explain the questions for you. On this last section, it says the self-esteem video. So you're watching these two videos way down here. Actually, you're going to be reading them because it's a transcript. And then you're going to be discussing whether or not their definition of self is singular or differentiated. These terms are not discussed in the textbook, and so I'm going to explain them a little bit more. It's fairly simple in that if you have a singular definition of yourself, you see yourself in one aspect of life. I think of it as that you have blinders on, that you only see one way. You only define yourself as one way. So for example, a 14-year-old may define themselves as a student. All their brain can comprehend is that they are a student and they go to school. Never mind that they're also a son or a daughter or a sister, brother. Maybe they're a worker or an athlete. There's multiple ways to define yourself. And so a singular would be a very single way, where differentiated would be that you are capable of identifying how you are in different situations or different environments. And then when the next question, when it says, does the young man have a strong, medium, or weak sense of self, and why? That's somewhat of yourself, of your own judgment on that. But sense of self can be also replaced with self-esteem, self-confidence. Is it high, medium, or low? And then you're going to read a transcript on a young woman and answer the exact same two questions on that transcript. So just keep that in mind for that assignment. Okay. The other assignments are fairly straightforward. I don't anticipate any issues with them, but please let me know. If a video doesn't work, either post it on the discussion page or email me, and I will try and work a way around it, or just skip that question depending on the situation. I do want to put in here that for this age range, if you are a parent with a child in this age range, or you're a parent right now of a younger child and they will eventually get there, I really strongly encourage you to use the For Strength of Youth pamphlet. When I was Young Women's President, for the last year and a half now, I've used this pamphlet in my own personal life, that when I'm teaching the young women to follow these standards, then I need to make sure that I'm following them too. Some of them come very easy. Others, it can be a little bit trickier. Is the media I watch completely positive? Is it, let me pull up what it says about, sorry. Oops, videos. Because I think this is important. So you can go to this website. It's a great website on the church, the entertainment and media. Choose wisely when using media, because whatever you read, listen to, or look at has an effect on you. Select only media that uplifts you. So I encourage you to think about the shows you're watching, the music you listen to, the books you read. Are they uplifting you? It also says, do not attend, view, or participate in anything that is vulgar, immoral, violent, or pornographic in any way. And then it continues to discuss the dangers of pornography and how to avoid it, and what you can do in your home to help support that. But I encourage you as a parent now, or as a future parent, or a church leader in youth callings, to begin living the standards in the For Strength of Youth if you are not already, because it will be easier to implement those in your home when you have a youth. Also, for the pornography addiction, the church does have a website. I think I shared this maybe earlier in the semester as well, but Overcoming Pornography, and this is directly through the church. It looks like they actually may have a new website. Let's see what that looks like. I am not familiar with it. So yeah, this is great. So they have individual spouses, but also for parents. And that's where I think you can focus your education on, is how to prepare and protect your child. And it begins at a young age. Even as simple as defining the body parts as what as labeling them correctly, instead of coming up with cute kid names for them. You label them and you explain them what they are to the child, so that if there's an issue later, they can accurately describe something, that you're not having to guess what we're talking about. But it's a great overview and questions to look at, and a great reference to have as members of the church. I encourage you, if you have a spare moment, to look this over, maybe on a Sunday afternoon, and how to, like it says here, learn how to confront pornography as a family unit rather than an individual. Okay, so that wraps up Unit 5 and the final exam. If you have any questions, please let me know. We are getting towards the end of the semester, obviously. So also please check your grades on iLearn. I try my best to keep them updated and accurate, but every semester I have a student or two that emails me and says, this grade is missing, or this is wrong. And it's easier to fix before I submit the final grades than after. So please let me know, and I'm here to help you, and I look forward to seeing your work in Unit 5. Good luck, everyone.